How do you spell a great day in Syracuse? M-I-C-R-O-N.
Tonight on Citrus TV News, Governor Hochul in Syracuse today making a big announcement for Micron. I'll have what she said coming up.
His $80 million donation has gone down to $10 million this year.
Plus, big changes this year for SU Hillel's birthright trip. Many students planning to go this year may need to make other plans.
We started as a small group, and now it's 65, 70 trucks, which is insane in Syracuse.
And food on the road, the latest boom in food trucks across central New York and the latest price increase to actually start one.
Brought out our passion, and we just made all these miracles happen.
And we'll hear the story of a nighttime nurse who's making an impact on his community through theater. All that and more. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Micron executives joined Governor Hochul in Syracuse today to share an update on the company's plans in New York State. Good evening and welcome into Citrus TV News on this Friday. I'm Teagan Brown.
And I'm Ashley Wenskoski. Governor Hochul has chosen leaders across the state to make up the Micron Community Engagement Committee.
And now to the latest on the company's updated framework agreement. Hochul making several announcements on this morning's Micron construction in Clay. We begin our coverage tonight with Citrus TV reporter Nicole Aponte, who is live at the On Center where Hochul spoke earlier today. Nicole, what was the big announcement she made?
Well, Teagan, Micron is something we've all been talking about for months now. Since the company originally announced it was coming to the town of Clay, just 20 minutes from Syracuse. But today, Governor Hochul made her way back to Syracuse with local, regional, and even Micron leaders to talk about a brand new initiative that's set to change the future of our state. Preparing CNY for the jobs of tomorrow at the On Center today.
No matter where I go in the state of New York, people know the name, they know the impact, and they know the possibilities.
Micron CEO Sanjay Mitrova joined Governor Kathy Hochul.
We want to make Micron not just a great place to work here, we want to make Clay and the surrounding communities a great place to live and prosper here as well.
Preparations have been underway for a brand new initiative, the Community Engagement Committee. It's made up of 15 diverse representatives from Central New York and Micron.
It includes community-based organizations, philanthropic leaders, education, faith-based, tribal, and veterans organizations, as well as just the business community at large.
National Grid's Melanie Littlejohn and SUNY Syracuse Educational Center's Tim Penix are the two co-chairs of this new committee.
And it will open doors and keep doors open. And this work will build rewarding and family sustainable careers that will improve and strengthen the economic vitality of this region.
As an SU grad, Hochul tells Citrus TV that this investment might make people want to invest in their lives here.
This is a unique place in our country, but people couldn't find a job and they had to leave. That is the dynamic that's changed forever.
Meantime, Syracuse University, they've actually dedicated office space for these Micron employees to work during this time period. But along with this $100 billion investment over the next 20 years, along with this Community Engagement Committee, it's set to make a really big difference here in Central New York. For now, we're live from the On Center. I'm Nicole Aponte, Citrus TV News. Guys.
Nicole, thank you. And happening right now, final preparations are underway for tonight's block party. Joining us now is Citrus TV reporter Lila Young, who's live at the Quad, where the block party is underway now. Lila, good evening.
Good evening. We are just hours away from Block Party, one of Syracuse University's highly anticipated end-of-year traditions. While the concert itself starts at 7:30 and doors to the Dome open at 7, the festivities are already in full swing. University Union kicked off Block Darty at 2 o'clock, which consists of a series of live performances, food trucks, and other activities, which will then make their way to the Dome at 6 o'clock when the event ends for the rest of the night. Rapper Amine will be headlining Block Party and will be joined alongside Faye Webster and Surfaces, the latest addition to the Block Party lineup. The Texas band is most famous for their song Sunday Candy and is most notable for their distinct fusion of jazz, hip-hop, and reggae. Reporting for Citrus TV, I'm Lila Young. Teagan and Ashley, back to you.
Thanks, Lila, and congrats on your Live at 6 debut. We have new details tonight on this year's SU Hillel Birthright trip. The trip is just a few weeks away, but budget cuts are causing some challenges. Citrus TV's Cora Mayer-Costa joins us now. Cora, what's causing these budget issues?
Teagan, one of the biggest annual donors of the Birthright trip, has withdrawn some of their monetary support. Take a look at how SU Hillel is adapting and overcoming the issue. Birthright Israel is just a few weeks away. It is open to all SU Jewish students to apply to experience.
You basically just travel around the country, ranging from Elliott, which is like the bottom of Israel, to like the top of Israel, and you get to do cool hikes, you get to shop, go to the beaches, learn more of the language, more of the history of Israel.
Syracuse Hillel offers a completely paid-for 10-day trip to Israel, but only a certain amount of students are admitted onto the roster.
A couple people that I know got pushed onto other trips instead of Syracuse trips because Syracuse is obviously a very Jewish university and affluent, and our Hillel is very large, and we engage over 1,000 people a semester in a year, and they're just trying to do their best so that everyone can go on this trip.
The rise in the amount of students interested in Birthright is because of a rise in demand after COVID restrictions have been lifted.
A lot of students are getting back into wanting to go now that things have opened up and they're a little bit easier in terms of if you want to stay and extend and see family, it's easier to do that now that COVID is less prevalent.
Syracuse Hillel has been planning this trip for months. The amount of students going this year has been different from past because of a change in the Birthright Foundation's funding.
The largest donor sadly passed away a couple years ago, and his $80 million donation has gone down to $10 million this year.
Around 65 Syracuse Hillel students are going on Birthright, but Shayna Morrell says there's no reason for students to worry about future trips and their funding.
Syracuse Hillel is always fundraising and always going to continue to support our students. It's literally the Hillel International mission statement that we envision a world where every student is inspired to make an enduring commitment to Jewish life learning in Israel. So we are committed to supporting students' commitment to Israel, and I don't see that changing at any point.
SU Hillel offers a number of different opportunities to connect with Israel besides Birthright. You can find more on their website at syracusehillel.org. Reporting in studio, I'm Cora Mayer-Costa.
Cora, thank you. The university tonight calling for faculty and staff to submit original creative works to On My Own Time, a celebration of local visual arts. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the program. It aims to highlight the unsung artists who create art on their own time.
All active full-time and part-time faculty and staff are eligible to submit artwork for the program, but artwork must be original creations and completed within 3 years of entry. Artwork must also be finished and display ready, and each member may submit 1 piece per category without exceeding 3 pieces total. And Ashley, listen, the weather today, pretty warm out, but the sky not exactly the sunniest.
Yeah, we've been seeing those cloudy skies, but hopefully that warm weather is here to stay. It's almost May.
I hope so, but you know who we can ask? Our weather anchor, Ilana Epstein. Ilana?
Good evening, guys. Now, honestly, 60 degrees is okay, but we were missing that sun, as you mentioned, and I honestly think any weather is fine as long as we have that sun, so it being pretty cloudy wasn't the greatest. Right now, it's 60 degrees, 11-mile-per-hour winds, and as we look at our temperatures around the area, we can see that they're all pretty much from the high 50s to the low 60s. Syracuse is right in the middle at 60 degrees. Did not put a degree symbol there, but you know what I mean. And Fulton and Rome are at 61, 62, and it's a little bit colder down in Cortland and Ithaca and Binghamton and Penn Yan and Elmira. It's raining, and we actually are going to be expecting those showers later on in the night. Now it's going to be 52 degrees and raining with 8-mile-per-hour winds, so definitely enjoy the not rain right now because it's going to be here later. But guys, I'm going to send it back over to you.
Thanks, Ilana. So food trucking is not a new business idea here in CNY, but it has spiked up in popularity. Our Nicole LaFiandra joins us now with more. Nicole?
Thanks, Ashley. The price to start a food truck here in central New York has doubled to around $140,000. I spoke to a couple food truck owners about what it's like when the price they once knew increased.
The food trucking industry has become a staple in the Syracuse food scene. With sales going up, so has the startup price.
You know, it's not easy to start something like this up. It's very pricey now. When I got into the game, you could start a nice food truck up for, actual truck for $60,000, $70,000. Now you're looking at upwards $150,000, $200,000. With the pandemic and the switch of the movement in the food industry, boosted food trucks 100%.
Michael Athanito is the owner and operator of Via Napoli, a pizza-centered truck. He's been in the food truck scene since 2016. He also says, despite the hefty price tag, the popularity of food trucks in Syracuse is skyrocketing.
We started as a small group, and now it's 65, 70 trucks, which is insane in Syracuse.
But new trucks aren't just starting up. The ones that already exist are coming up with new ways to make more cash. Syracuse has a large range of temperatures throughout the year, making it tough for trucks to open their so-called doors in the winter. Ryan Somm, the managing partner at Harvey's, detailed one of the strategies, dealing with temperature while getting some extra cash.
Since Harvey's has been open, there's been probably 4 or 5 trucks that have came out of hibernation earlier. They've started earlier. Toss and Fire is one of them. He usually doesn't come out till April, mid-April, and he came out in March for us. So,
though food trucks are more expensive than ever to start, business owners have combated that, keeping the popularity alive.
A few food truck owners I talked to said they expect that price to keep climbing, but eventually hit a ceiling, especially in the Syracuse area. For one final time, Nicole LaFiandra, CitrusTV News.
Thanks, Nicole. Still ahead on News Live at 6, Hispanic theater in Syracuse will have how the arts are giving back to the community.
And Syracuse police are giving back their latest donations for the war in Ukraine. We'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Teagan Brown, Ashley Wenskoski, and Ilana Epstein. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Here in Syracuse, it can be hard for students to fully express their cultural background, but there's one SU nurse who is bringing their heritage to center stage. Our Walker Simmons reports.
Rakata, 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 ka. This isn't your average theater rehearsal. Rakata, 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 hey. It's La Jovenguardia Teatro Latino, a local CNY group that not only teaches theater to kids in the community, but also acts as a form of therapy for the students and even for the teacher, Jose Miguel Hernandez Hurtado.
For me, it's the passion, but at the same time, it's something to relax me. So thinking that I would be ending this job, a stressful job in the hospital, and coming to the theater, for me, it's like a therapy.
And just as Jose Miguel looks forward to teaching his students every day, his students look forward to learning from him.
Kind of just means everything because it's like your second family and it helps you inspire yourself with your own heritage.
This is the mission behind La Joven Guardia del Teatro Latino, an organization here in CNY that focuses on teaching kids in the community about theater and Latin American culture. And for the students, it's not just a culture, it's their heritage. And even at a young age, Jose Miguel has taught them the importance of expressing their background.
Takes out our passion and put it in art. And she's the only one that brought out our passion and really just made all these miracles happen.
So while each week they all meet to practice theater, there's a lot more behind the curtain than just the art of acting.
In the theater, you have to feel, because if you don't feel, you will be not able to act. So you have to think and feel and act. So here's the healing is very similar to.
And during the nighttime, Jose Miguel is a nurse at Upstate Hospital, but during the day, he takes the power of healing from the hospital and brings it to a little rehearsal room in Syracuse. Most of Jose Miguel's family is not in the States. He immigrated from Cuba over 25 years ago, but his heart is filled by his family here.
Because I don't have any kids in my own, so this is like my family here.
The impacts he is leaving as a teacher and healer can be seen through the inspiration and dreams in his students' eyes.
Walker Simmons, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Walker. What a sweet story. The Syracuse Police Department is donating more than 200 retired ballistic vests, helmets, and medical supplies to Ukraine Focus, a humanitarian organization focused on aiding and restoring Ukraine during the war. This comes after the mayor of Irpin, Ukraine, visited Syracuse 2 weeks ago.
Although the vests are retired, police say they are still a gold standard compared to what's already being used in Ukraine. Syracuse has one of the largest Ukrainian populations in the U.S.
And disqualifications tonight in the Syracuse Common Council election. 2 council candidates gone from the Democratic primary after their petitions were challenged. Onondaga County Board commissioners agreed with the challengers, who claim some people passing and signing petitions were not actually Democrats.
The 2 candidates now joining a list of others who will no longer appear on the ballots due to petition challenges. The primary election for local government offices is on June 27th.
And the latest now in New York, where the state's transition to all-electric buildings is facing multiple challenges. Officials now abandoning plans to prohibit the replacement of worn-out gas furnaces in existing structures.
This comes after Governor Hochul announced yesterday a new zero-emission appliance initiative. They would be required in new houses and buildings of 7 stories or less beginning in 2026. The plan would effectively prohibit furnaces and stoves that burn natural gas and other fossil fuels.
Governor Hochul also making new announcements this week on bail laws. The governor tweeting last night that a conceptual agreement has been reached. The conceptual budget includes changes to bail laws and investment in gun violence prevention.
Hochul says the agreement also includes a $34.5 billion investment in schools, the largest amount ever. The governor is also targeting child care costs and utility bill relief. In the meantime, the state government passed more extensions to allow the government to operate without a finished budget.
Coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your full 5-day forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Got a quarter?
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Ilana, you just told us about a little bit of the weather, but I need to know more. I've got to plan my weekend.
Well, guys, before we get into our actual weather, I just want to say there are 3 seniors on this show that I'm really going to miss. You two and, of course, our executive producer, Josh. Guys, I've had so many amazing memories. Ashley, I remember running a camera when you and Trey anchored. I remember the first time you talked to me. I was so excited to talk to you. And Teagan, you just do literally everything. Both of you guys with sports. You guys have inspired me so much with social media just to be a better reporter. And Josh, you were the first person that introduced me to Citrus. I talked to you on my first day at Syracuse. You made me a reporter. You made me a better reporter, and you made me a better person, and I'm seriously going to miss you all so much, and I know you all are going to do amazing things, and I'm so excited to watch, and I'll always be supporting you guys. But now let's get into our forecast. I'm not even going to lie, it is not looking too nice. This week we have rain the entire week. Tomorrow, 54 degrees. Now, Sunday, it's going to go up to 60 degrees, but it doesn't even matter because we're going to be still seeing that rain. Monday, it's going to be 57, raining. Tuesday and Wednesday at 52 degrees with some more rain. Really not looking forward to that. But Peter Elliott is in North Carolina enjoying the really nice weather right now. So, Peter, how's it going over there?
Thanks, Ilana. Coming up in sports, the Syracuse men's lacrosse program has their season on the line tomorrow against the Duke Blue Devils. What would a win against Duke mean for the Orange, and how are their NCAA tournament chances in play? We'll talk more after the break. Stay with us.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It's do or die time for Syracuse men's lacrosse. Welcome into sports. I'm Peter Elliott. Tomorrow is the regular season finale for the Syracuse Orange against the Duke Blue Devils, the #2 team in the country. But notice how I said regular season finale, because SU is on the tournament bubble, and they still have a big chance to knock off the mighty #2 Duke Blue Devils on Saturday. And they've done it before. Back on March 5th against the Blue Devils, the Orange took them to overtime, though they fell 15-14. But that was 2 months ago, and SU head coach Gary Gates says his team has got a chance, and he's treating this game just like it's the first round of the postseason. We'll see if Syracuse can bring some postseason juice tomorrow against Duke.
Hey, Peter, it's great to talk to you. How important is this game for SU if they have any chance to make the NCAA tournament?
Actually, this is it for Syracuse. If Syracuse doesn't win this game, it's over. Syracuse has a record of 8-6, which on paper looks pretty good, but it's kind of like seniors buffing up their resumes when they're applying for jobs. Really, underneath the surface, Syracuse has struggled against ranked teams. They're 6-0 against unranked opponents in mid-majors, but 2-6 against top opponents, and that doesn't look good on their tournament resume. Last week, they really faltered against the #4 Virginia Cavaliers. They lost 19-12, so the NCAA Tournament Committee won't look fondly on those losses against ranked opponents.
Peter, this could be the end of the line, the end of the season for the Orange. What are the keys to victory for Syracuse?
Teagan, it's all about how the offense shows up, and they didn't last week against the Cavaliers. They got outshot 60-37, and it really is incumbent on some of the younger guys to step up, especially freshman phenom Joey Spallina. He's been so good this season, but he had an uncharacteristically quiet game last week against the Cavaliers. He didn't score a single goal and tallied just 1 assist. And SU also just needs to clean up their mistakes. It turned the ball over 15 times last week, and there's no room for error against this powerful Duke team. And it should be a good one tomorrow at Koskinen Stadium here in Durham. Face-off is set for noon, and you can watch the game on ESPNU. Be sure to follow my Twitter feed for updates throughout the game at Elliott Sports. And hey, the other Syracuse lacrosse team is also playing a meaningful game in the Tar Heel State, a little more than 2 hours away from here in Charlotte. Coach Kayla Trainer squad is fighting for conference supremacy in the semifinals of the ACC tournament. But SU has some work to do. It currently trails North Carolina 11-3 with less than 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The defending national champions are all over the orange. Ashley and Teagan, there might be a block party happening in Syracuse, but it's all business for SU's 2 lacrosse teams here in North Carolina. I'll send it back to you to our Syracuse studios from here in Durham, North Carolina.
Some high stakes down there in North Carolina.
Oh,
Peter,
yeah.
Thank you. When we come back, Ilana Epstein will have one last look at your weather.
Plus, we say goodbye to our wonderful seniors. Stay with us.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News live at 6. Now, when you wake up tomorrow, 49 degrees. But before we get into that rain, we're going to have some sun. We'll be seeing some showers later on in the day, 13-mile-per-hour winds. Guys, I have had so much fun doing weather this entire year. For one last time, I'm going to send it back over to the desk. Ashley and Teagan, back to you guys.
Ilana, thank you so much. It's been a joy to be on this show with you, and it's been a joy to be on here together. I mean, we've kind of seen ourselves grow up on Citrus. It's been crazy to think that this is the end.
Yeah, this is it. I know for both of us, we've, had years of Citrus TV, various positions. And
what a throwback. Oh my goodness.
It was all masks when we started back in COVID sophomore year. Pretty crazy to see how far we've come since then.
Wow, this is crazy. I mean, it's just been so nice to kind of reflect this last week on everything that we've done at Citrus. You and I have both had the opportunity to do both news and sports, which has honestly been one of the best parts of being here.
Definitely, and we honor all of our seniors who are leaving the news department, the class of 2023. So many crucial members to this department and to this station, and we wish them all the best.
Yeah, up there's Josh Myers, our wonderful executive producer who has just done so much with this show. He won an award for this show. This is an award-winning Live at 6.
Our former news director, and we have our Sports on News class of 2023. Many seniors that were so valuable to the sports department at this station as well. There's Josh giving a little wave.
Hi, Josh.
Someone that was so valuable to this station, and we're sad to say goodbye to him, and we're sad to say goodbye ourselves.
Yeah, thank you so much to everybody who's ever supported Citrus, and we appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
And that's all the time we have on Citrus TV News.
For more of the latest, follow us on Citrus TV News on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com.
I'm Teagan Brown. For all of us on Citrus TV, have a great Friday.
And I'm Ashley Wenskoski.